So the first step to correct your status would be, I would create something called a non-taxpayer affidavit, or even something called political status correction. Correct your name for the record. When your name was created on a birth certificate, they think they own this, so you have to learn how to create it in a private trust. The Social Security number is a trust. If you look it up, Social Security Trust Administration. It's a public administration. You have to learn how to create your private administration. So you can start with a church, or even a tribe. You can correct your status with a tribe, a church. It's called the Shahada with Muslims. I'm not sure what it's called with Jewish people, but they all undergo a status change. In the Christian community, it's called being baptized. So your baptismal certificate can be also correct your status, and you can use this to identify in the public. Everybody go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's DonKilam. You can subscribe there and get access to Don Kilam University at donkilam.com. You can also follow me on the Instagram at DON_KILAM. Again, that's DON_KILAM. Much peace and love. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. You're now rocking to the sounds and vibrations of your boy, Don Kilam. Also known as Malik Kilam. As always, prosperity is your divine birthright. How's everybody feeling today? Make sure to tap in by texting Private Life to 480-573-4879. Text Private Life to 480-573-4879. Or you can click the link in my bio. Go to school.com/DONKILAM. That's SKOOL.com/Don Kilam. DONKILAM. How y'all feeling today? Peace and love, grand rising, rich risings, everybody. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. Peace and love, peace and love. Peace and love, peace and love. I'm about to drop $1 million worth of game today. Let me know where y'all tapped in and tuned in from. Rep your city real quick. Rep your city. Where y'all tapped in and tuned in from? He said, who got you looking fly today? Peace and love. Peace and love. I'm about to drop $1 million worth of game today. Y'all hear me in the background? Sound check good. $1 million worth of game. $1 billion worth of game. Really, trillion dollars worth of game. That's what we dropping. Trillions and trillions and trillions. You know that the United States national debt is trillions of dollars in debt, and most of it's due to the public. Most of that's due to the public. So if you have a Social Security number, lucky for you. This national debt is due to the Social Security number. Okay? We got people from all over the world today. All over the world today. Miami, LA, Dallas, Palm Springs. So I see you drop game on the short. I appreciate what you do. St. Louis in the building. Harlem in the building. Let's go. Florida deep. Tampa Bay, Oklahoma, Detroit, Bakersville, California, ATL, Tampa. What's good? North Carolina, Houston, Kentucky. So look, I'm going to try to make this professional for you, right? I'm not a licensed attorney, tax expert. I do this for educational and informational purposes only. You see what it says. Social Security benefits. Social Security benefits. So when you're using this trust number, you're benefiting. When you're using this trust number, you're benefiting. I hope that makes sense. The Cesti Que. Because everybody's heard the word Cesti Que Vie. The Cesti Que Vie Trust. Let me know if you've heard of it. Let me know in the comments if you've heard of it. I need everybody to understand what it is. The Cesti Que Vie. Okay? The Cesti Que Vie. The Cesti Que Vie. The beneficiary of a trust or an insurance policy. This is what Cesti Que Vie means. This is the type of a trust that the Social Security is in. The beneficiary of a trust or an insurance policy. So I need everybody to understand, when you're using this number, you're becoming the beneficiary of these trust policies, okay? Of these insurance policies. Because the Social Security number, the Social Security trust, is made up of nothing other than insurance. The Social Security trust funds are financial accounts in the U.S. Treasury. These are two separate Social Security trust funds. The Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund pays retirements and the survivors' benefits, and the Disability Insurance Trust Fund pays disability benefits. It's insurance. I hope that makes sense. So when you're using the Social Security number, you are the beneficiary. That's the only capacity you can use in it. When you're claiming the number is yours. Hope that makes sense. When I come to the lives, text Private Life to 480-573-4879. This is not the time to ask questions. Go to school, SKOOL.com/DONKILAM. School.com/Don Kilam. A personal question is seeking a personal consultation. Invest in your prosperity. So, when you're looking at the Social Security number, you have to understand that it's a trust. Most people are familiar with it as just a number. Okay? And this is tied to your identity. And most people are not realizing that this is a trust number, okay? The Social Security number serves as a representation of a trust rather than the actual trust itself. It holds all of your assets until you pass away. If you vested the title in that legal name, okay? Now, as individuals, you'll hold equitable title to your assets while the legal estate is vested in the trustee. This is how the Cesti Que Vie works. Which in the case of the Social Security, the trustee is going to be the United States corporation. The trustee holds the power because you're using it as a beneficial use. It is important to understand that as an individual taxpayer or an individual, you are in a beneficiary position when it comes to the Social Security number. This means that you receive the rents, the issues, and profits of the assets, but are not in a position of legal title. The trustee of the Social Security Administration is the entity that ultimately administers your estate when you pass away. Many people mistakenly believe that they're the trustee of their Social Security number, but in reality, they are in a beneficiary position. This can have implications for taxes, as beneficiaries are typically taxed on the assets. It's crucial to understand how to operate as a trustee, to fully understand the complex system, and to learn how to effectively manage your assets, including your intellectual name, your legal name, not your natural name, your legal name. And I'm going to get into this in just a second. It is important to be aware of terms such as amalgamation, which is the merger of a person in a trust, such as a sole proprietorship. And it terminates those entities and creates a new entity. This is what happens with court cases. This is what happens when you're going into default with your credit cards, your mortgages. They've created a SPV, a special purpose vehicle. This is a bankruptcy remote entity. This is a subsidiary. This is a child from a parent corporation. This is another business created from a holding company, so to speak. The parent corporation. Now, it's important to be aware of the terms and understand that when you have to tap into a private family for trustee training to learn these certain trustee terms. I need y'all to understand your legal name is attached to this trust. It's amalgamation. This is what's going on with your social security number in the realm of business and personal finances. Everybody understands the natural name. Everybody understands the legal name. These are two different things. There's a difference between the legal name. There's a difference between the natural name. All right. The legal name are tied to your social security numbers, which are in essence a form of a trust. This is another trust. Your legal name's another business, is another trust, is another entity. Now, the United States is a capitalistic environment. So where business or profit making are fundamental aspects of your life. So understand your legal name, just like those of corporations and associations, represent legal persons or entities that engage in business activities. This distinction between personal and business identities is essential to maintain privacy and understand how you're operating in the Social Security system. Hope that makes sense. Now listen. The United States, by default, assigns a public trust known as a state trust to its citizens. Though, when they issue this, a Social Security number, this is it. This is a state trust. While most individuals may not be well versed in these matters, it is crucial to recognize that the Social Security number is indeed a form of a trust. As individuals, we are in a beneficiary position within this trust. Understand the beneficiary terms. Now, which means that you receive the benefits and profits associated with it. You're receiving the benefits. They're paying the profits straight to you. You're claiming the beneficiary proceeds, the beneficiary profits. You're claiming the rent. You're claiming all these things. Even though you're working for the trust as a trustee, you're still a benefit because this is a Cesti Que Vie trust. Now, you don't have full control over the trust. The trustees hold the legal power to administer it. All right? The trustees hold the legal power to administer this. So, understanding private trustee training with Don Kilam, you will learn how to effectively manage this trust and assets to avoid government interference in estate taxation. By understanding the distinction between public and private trusts, you can ensure that your estates are passed on smoothly to your heirs and your offspring with unnecessary tax burdens. So, I need y'all to understand this. Because a lot of people are mixing nationality with the business. You're
You cannot mix that. Just because you come from a certain nationality doesn't mean you're tax exempt. And you got to understand that, because there's still a business side. They're taxing the legal name, not the natural name. Understand that. All right. So one key aspect to learn is how to distribute tax liability. You can distribute tax liability, but not with a Social Security number, which is subject to statutory rules and limitations. A trust can distribute its tax liability more effectively. Private trusts and the private trusts operate based on contracts, while public trusts are governed by state statutes, legislation, state law, regulations. And you must know these things as a trustee. As responsible trustees, you'll be aware of your fiduciary duties to grow and protect the estate for the benefit of the beneficiaries. With the Cesti Que Trust, the Social Security Trust, that's not what's going on. They're growing the estate, but not on behalf of the beneficiary. Now, you have to have private trustee training in order to learn these things. If you have any questions, text Private Life to 480-573-4879. Text Private Life to 480-573-4879. There you may book a consultation, because if in the public, if you keep begging, asking me questions, I'm going to block you. We all got problems. We all got personal questions. Book a consultation. You want to tap into the Private Business Circle by Don Kilam University? Go to school.com/Don Kilam, SKOOL.com/DONKILAM. Now, understand asking questions, I'm kicking y'all out. Understand the relationship between your legal name, your Social Security numbers, and your trust. All right. I want to put that in professional terms. But you have to start with the basics. You have to understand what the Cesti Que Vie trust is. And a lot of people is not doing that. A lot of people's not going back to the basics. When you're claiming this number, you are a beneficiary. You're claiming it as a beneficiary, and it's going to put you in a position that's not in the best of terms for you. And you didn't create these terms. You didn't create these definitions. So it's not set up in the best benefit. It's not set up in the best interest for you. It's a contract based upon a Commercial Legislation Act within the United States possession and territories. So it's a legislation, it's statutory. So if it is a trust and you're using a number, you are the beneficiary when you're utilizing this number. And you were not made aware of this role, because you could then limit your liability if you knew about the role. It's a legislative act, so this is why you must know it's not a private trust. It's all public. Anything in the public sector is a part of the economy that the government controls. When you set up an EIN number, which I talked about this yesterday too. When you set up EIN numbers, the governing body should be established first. The paperwork, the birth certificate of the business should be established for the EIN. The EIN is the Social Security number of the business. You know, but if you're establishing your EIN with the Social Security number, then it's still part of the legislative act. It's still part of the beneficiary Cesti Que Trust. You're truly not limiting your liability, because it's still attached to the social. The contract is not private because it was not created by your maker. And a lot of people don't understand this. The birth certificate is proof that they're your maker. You looking at this as property. Y'all got questions? Text Private Life to 480-573-4879. Text Private Life to 480-573-4879. I am not answering questions. The birth certificate, back to where I was at, the birth certificate is proof that they're your maker. And a lot of people going out here authenticating this. That's more proof that they're your maker. You can't certify something that's not the original. That's a certified copy. It's not even the original birth certificate. You're having these contracts. This is all coming from the trust. All established by the Cesti Que Vie. We got paperwork. We made him. Everybody thinks that the birth certificate is worth so much money, da-da-da-da. Yes, if you create your own. They grew the asset. They grew the estate. They can prove it. Because you started off with 6 pounds, 7 ounces, whatever it may be. They're your maker. When you're using a birth certificate. You can't become holder in due course of something that you don't have the original of. Nothing was identity theft. Your mother gave them the name. Y'all gotta quit coming at this thing like they're doing something wrong. They're doing everything right. You're doing everything wrong. Ain't nothing identity theft. Your mother gave them the goddamn name. They're not doing nothing wrong. You're doing everything wrong. You can only control what you create. Your mother let them stamp your soul on the footprint. They're your maker. You don't have a contract with your maker. You don't have a contract with your family. Your family is lost in the sauce. But understand, it's insurance. United States Corporation is based upon insurance. The Social Security number is a Social Security insurance for uninformed families. I'm not going too fast for y'all. Everybody, if y'all find this information of value, the Cash App is Dream Keepers Radio. Dream Keepers Radio. That is the Cash App. See, these gurus not going to give you the truth like it. Listen, even some of the people I came up listening to, they're not giving you the whole truth. They got it backwards. A lot of people got it backwards. You're not the trustee out here. You got to learn how to create entities to act as trustees. You understand? This is a corporate world. It has to be an entity. United States is a corporation. You have to create something for the pass through. You know, the Passover, the pass through. You understand? Informed families are operating from a business perspective and not an employee perspective. It's own nothing, control everything. It's about free enterprise. It's about entrepreneurship. Social Security numbers are for slaves and poor people. The social works for the EIN. Understand that. The social works for the EIN. But you must have the governing body and paperwork established. The government can't interfere with a private contract. This paperwork establishes the EIN. And that's where a lot of y'all are messing up. Y'all just create EINs without the governing body.
We'll be back after a quick break.
There's no such thing to practice law. It's called a bar card or a British Accredited Registry card. They take an oath to uphold rules to the crown, which is in Britain. So there's no such thing as licensed practice law. If you look up Abraham Lincoln, he was a lawyer. He wasn't an attorney. So attorneys might have to be licensed, but there's no such thing as a licensed lawyer. Again, it's called a British Credit Registry. It's part of a membership. It's like a fraternity, like the Freemasons or any other private club or community that you'd be part of, that you have to show your private membership. And this is what they do. Everybody go to onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's onlyfans.com/Don Kilam. That's DonKilam. You can subscribe there and get access to Don Kilam University at donkilam.com. You can also follow me on the Instagram at DON_KILAM. Again, that's DON_KILAM. Much peace and love.
Social Security insurance is from the government. It comes from the government. So that means it's for the government. When you sign up for an insurance policy, you get to know how much money you're putting in. You get to know the policy details. Social Security insurance is for the government because it comes from the government. They created insurance for themselves. Why would they create insurance for you? You're an uninformed family. You're their children now. They're your guardian. And that's how you can look at it. United States Corporation has now become your guardian. The United States Corporation is a public insurance agency. The Social Security Administration is a public insurance agency. All you have to do is a simple Google search, uninformed families. You need to get around the informed families. The Social Security trust funds are financial accounts in the U.S. Treasury. There are two separate Social Security trust funds. The Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund pays retirement and survivor benefits, and the Disability Insurance Trust Fund pays disability benefits. How do I know it's backed by your labor? Because it comes from FICA. Look up what is FICA. This is what pays for the Social Security Trust Fund. This is what funds the Federal Insurance Contribution Act. It's a U.S. federal payroll tax. It stands for the Federal Insurance Contribution Act and is deducted from each paycheck. Your 9-digit number helps Social Security accurately record your covered wages or self-employment. As you work and pay FICA taxes, you earn credits for Social Security benefits. Understand, everything is full faith and credit. Y'all are not wording it right. Y'all are making it where it don't make sense to public officials, and you get your ass blue block blammed. I'm trying to show you how to operate in the private, how you can talk to people in the private, how you can get around informed families, because you're no longer acting like an uninformed family. We know your family's uninformed. We're looking at you in the public records. The public records. We see how much FICA you're paying in. What's going on here? The Cesti Que Vie. Cesti Que Vie. This is the beneficiary use. You're running around with the birth certificate. You're running around with the Social Security number. You're running around with the state ID. That means you are employed by the United States Corporation. You work for the trust now. It's a trust. You work for it now. You're a beneficiary. You get no rights. You accept the benefits, and we maintain control of your ass because you hold the benefits. You hold the assets, and we hold legal title. They hold legal title. You hold beneficial equitable title. They hold the legal title. Legal title, that's law. This is why I'm telling you, a lot of them gurus got it backwards. They don't know what they're talking about. If you understand trust law, you'll learn these things. And I'm giving y'all things to understand. One is going to be the doctrine of merger. The doctrine of merger. Everybody needs to know about the doctrine of merger. In trust law, the term doctrine of merger refers to the fusion of legal and equitable title in the event that the same person becomes both the sole trustee and the sole beneficiary of the trust. In such a case, the trust is sometimes deemed to be terminated, with the result that the beneficiary owns the trust property outright. That's what's going on. They will terminate your whole trust. We're not even talking trust law now because you're acting as a trustee and a beneficiary. You're not even letting the trustees, do the job. You've overtaken the throne as a beneficiary. Now you have no standing. Now you have no standing with the doctrine of merger. You own the trust property outright. It's own nothing, control everything. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me get a 100 fire emoji. I need to know if that makes sense to everybody. It does. Someone said it does. Somebody gave me the 1,000. If it don't make sense, you need to text Private Life to 480-573-4879. The majority of the class, it makes sense. See, if this stuff's going over your heads, you need to book a consultation. You're not ready to move on to the private life. Take your ass back to the public school and see what they teach you in life. They're going to teach you to stay in school, pay off your student loans, retire at 65, and collect on your Social Security benefits. Collect on 1/3 of what you was making already. Bills don't go down. Bills go up. It's called inflation. You know? I would never let nobody fix my income. Why would you let somebody fix your income? That means it can't go up and it can't go down. You understand? It's set. My income is fixed. Why would you do that? I have a no cap. No cap. You understand? Let me get back to the lecture. Because y'all got to know what is going on. It's a public insurance company. You're supposed to know the details of how much to put in and how much to take out and what you are getting in a private contract when it comes to an insurance policy, correct? So why would you sign up for an insurance policy that has nothing to do with you? It ends at you cannot hand down a Social Security number. You cannot hand down a Social Security number. You cannot hand down a Social Security number. Think about it. Can you hand your kids a Social Security number? Just so y'all know, I stand everything brand new. Quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. But look. Can you hand your kids a Social Security number? When you die, do the kids get your social?
We'll be back after a quick break.
In a world where the tax system can seem overwhelming, one book is here to guide you towards financial empowerment. Introducing The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by best-selling author Don Kilam. Are you looking to demystify the complexities of taxes and harness the power of tax credits? The Capitalizing Namepreneur provides an understanding of effectively utilizing your tax credits. Discover the secrets behind setting up a tax firm, understanding the strawman name, protecting your assets, and navigating the implications of the Social Security Trust Fund. Don Kilam's expertise shines through every page. It's like having a personal financial advisor by your side. Get your copy of The Capitalizing Namepreneur today and unlock the power of tax credits to enhance your financial well-being. Order your copy now and take control of your tax strategies. The Capitalizing Namepreneur, Unleashing the Power of Tax Credits by Don Kilam. Available now at leading bookstores and online. Get your copy today.
Overstaying that. The Social Security contract is an unconscionable contract. And the only thing you can do with it is adhesion contracts. It's unconscionable. Because you didn't know about putting assets in your name and you could be sued for it. Why would you put your assets in a trust that you could be sued for? But people in the public can take it from you. That's why it's unconscionable. You didn't know about this. You didn't know about these terms, but ignorance of the law is no excuse. It's a benefit for them because they created the terms and conditions. It's a benefit for them. It's a benefit for the government. It's a benefit for Congress. It's a benefit for legislation. They created the terms and conditions of the Social Security Act. That's what created this trust. It's for welfare recipients. It's for the general welfare of the public. Social Security starts you at a disadvantaged position. Social Security is for the general welfare of the public. This is why when you identify with these contracts, you are considered ignorant. You're considered indigent. You're considered property of the United States government, the United States corporation. Anything attached to your Social Security is a domestic trust. Whether you create an EIN with your Social Security, is considered domestic trust. Okay, I don't care if you got a foreign number, whatever you got, it's connected to your social. It's considered a domestic trust. It's called commingling when you use your social and private trust, which gives them access to your assets. The Social Security number is a representation of the trust, not the actual trust itself. It's public trust. It's under statutory rules. It holds all your assets until you die. The Cesti Que Vie, that is he who has the right to a beneficial interest in and out of the estate. You have the right to the beneficial interest. The trustee holds the power of this, which is vested in the Social Security Administration, which is vested in the United States Corporation. The legal title is always vested in another with the Cesti Que Trust. See, I'm seeing y'all putting stuff in the comments, and y'all are off. I see why you're broke. I see why your life sucks. You're not operating in the private. I'm telling you who the trustees are. The trustees are the government. The trustees are the government of this trust. You start off in the private. You start off in the private. You work for the family. You got to learn how to be in a position of legal title. You're not operating in the public correctly. You're not operating with a proper legal title. You're using a birth certificate. That's their legal title, not yours. You're using a social security card. You're using your state ID. That's their legal titles, not yours. If the person who holds the position of equitable rights receives the rents, issues, profits thereof, that makes you the beneficiary. You are still receiving rent receipts. You're still receiving bills. That goes to the beneficiary. The beneficiary gets taxed in the Cesti Que Vie use. A lot of people believe they are acting as a trustee, but you are in a beneficiary position. That's the only position you can be in. The birth certificate is theirs. So why would you authenticate it? You didn't create it. That gets on my nerves. I block you people. I block you people. An authenticated birth certificate is not going to get you anywhere in life. It is their shit. You didn't even authenticate the original. That's a certified copy. You don't even have the original. You're using things with their signs and symbols. You got questions, book a consultation. Because Google's free. You can get nothing that's advice for nothing. Go ask your mama what to do. That's what you do. Go ask your daddy what to do. Go ask your grandparents what to do. Go ask your pastor what to do. And if they can't answer it, Google can't answer it, then you need to book a consultation and tap in with a private family. Tap in with your private education. That's what you need to do. Because you can get nothing that's advice for nothing. Text Private Life to 480-573-4879. Ask your baby mama what to do. Go ask your baby daddy what to do. That's why you're in the situations that you're in. You know? Go ask your weed man. You talk to him, you spend with him every day. Go ask the motherfucker that sold you the Jordans. Go ask him. Go ask the motherfucker you just dropped fucking $1,000 on. You understand? If they can't answer your questions, don't expect me to answer your questions. You understand? Text Private Life to 480-573-4879 or go to school.com/Don Kilam, SKOOL.com/DONKILAM. I'm giving game right now. You should be taking notes. You should be taking fucking notes. Uninformed motherfucking families. You should be taking notes. That's why you're uninformed. You got 2 ears to hear and 1 mouth to fucking talk. When you hear a real motherfucker talking, you should be taking notes because I'm giving you $1 million trillion worth of fucking game. 100 million trillion. You understand? I'm telling you what it is. That's why you're uninformed. You're acting like a consumer. You're acting like a beneficiary, the ones with the hands out for the general welfare. You're acting like you got a social security number. Informed families invest in education, not miseducation, because that's what's for the public, but education. You got to understand the job of a trustee is to grow the trust. So I would say the United States, the Social Security number is doing a great job. I would say that the Rockefeller Trust is doing a great job. That's who, when you went to school, you were educated by the Rockefeller Trust to create more employees, to create people to grow their trust. You understand? If somebody's making 20, 30,000 a year, 40,000 a year, that's as much as you can make, because that's as much as they can teach you. And a lot of people not understand that. And you don't even need a public education to know that. That should be common sense. How do I learn how to be a millionaire? I hang around millionaires. How do I learn how to be a billionaire? I hang around billionaires. How do I learn how to be a trillionaire? I hang around trillionaires. There's such thing. Trillionaires are not in Forbes magazine. There's trillions and trillions of dollars being made off this Social Security number. And you keep acting as a beneficiary. You're not learning how to tap in and create. You're not learning how to be free enterprise. You live in America. This is free enterprise. You don't need a Social Security number to create an EIN number. The EIN started before the Social Security numbers. And a lot of people don't understand that. They're not understanding how the public education system is established. It's all established by trust. They have board members. It's their job to grow their trust. You're acting as a beneficiary. This is the worst trust to be in within the public. Beneficiaries are always taxed because you receive the rents, the issues, the profits thereof. Whereas the legal title is vested in the United States Corporation, 28 U.S.C. 3002, subsection 15A. The United States Corporation. That's where the legal title has been vested. That's why when you pass away, they're the first ones to administer your estate. Amalgamation. This is what's going on. The Social Security number is the default number in business. So this is why you must understand truly what's going on. The state controls your estate, even after you pass, because they hold the original birth certificate showing holder of the estate. The original. Anything you think you own or believe you own with that trust number, that Social Security trust number, you can be sued for, because you're in an equitable position of ownership, which means obligation and liability.
We'll be back after a quick break.
In a world where borders can limit opportunities, one book dares to challenge the norm and empower foreign nationals like never before. Introducing Can't Touch This: Diplomatic Immunity as a Foreign National by best-selling author Don Kilam. Did you know there is a difference being a citizen and national? This is for foreign nationals seeking to expand their horizons. Do you dream of obtaining a diplomatic passport and the freedom it brings? Don Kilam reveals the secrets to unlocking diplomatic immunity and creating your own nation. Discover why you are already a foreign national, learn the steps to obtain a diplomatic passport, and explore how you can be recognized by numerous nations on your diplomatic journey. Most never knew they could have diplomatic immunity as a foreign national. This book is a game changer for anyone seeking freedom and recognition on the international stage. Get your copy of Can't Touch This today and embark on a journey towards diplomatic immunity and creating your own nation. Order your copy now and unlock the power of diplomatic immunity as a foreign national. Can't Touch This: Diplomatic Immunity as a Foreign National by Don Kilam. Available now at leading bookstores and online. Get your copy today.
I'm going to say this again. Click the link in the bio. Y'all don't even know how to spell right. Click the link in the bio. You see the damn pin message. Text private like to 480-573-4879, because confusion comes from the oppressor. That's why I block you motherfuckers. That's why I kick you out and block you. I don't need none of that energy. It's right there in front of your face. Sound that shit out. Text private life to 480-573-4879 for the 100th time, or click the link in the damn bio. When I drop game, y'all need to be quiet. That's what y'all need to do. Take notes. I'm dropping game. Game that these Googles ain't going to give you. That's why you lost in the sauce. Your attention span is 30 seconds. The longest thing you can pay attention to is Pornhub. It's a damn shame. You people need to stay out my classes. Stay out my lives. This isn't for you. All money isn't good money now. This isn't for you. I'm talking to you. Go ahead and click out. Go ahead and click out. Click the X. Click the X right there at the top. Go ahead and scroll it up. Just swipe it up. Swipe it up. You know what I'm saying? Swipe it up. Yeah. Anything you own, you could be sued for. You're indirectly put in a position of beneficiary, even though you're doing all the work as a trustee. So when you're receiving the benefits, that's not in a position of control. Beneficiaries have no rights, and they have no controls within the trust. The trustees have all the control. And this is why people think the government and public service control their life, because they are the public trustees of the trust. So you stop using the number, you stop giving them power. You stop using the number, you stop giving them power. Start owning nothing, controlling everything. Own nothing, control everything. Learning to stop using the benefits associated with the Social Security number. Control where the benefits are distributed. It's private trust versus public trust. It's trustee versus beneficiary. You got to learn how to step into that, to the trustee position. You got to learn how to stop commingling funds and learn the doctrine of merger. You got to learn the alter ego doctrine. Okay? Because your name is a business. You got to learn how to step out the capacity where they have control. You got to be part of your private family. Families hand down wealth, not individuals. Okay? So let's understand that. So, alter ego is a legal doctrine whereby the court finds that a corporation lacks a separate identity from an individual or corporate shareholder. And this goes along with the doctrine of merger. So all liability is going to be terminated. That's why you must understand what's going on. Understand before you create an EIN, because if there's an audit or anything that goes down, the governing paperwork, your articles of incorporation, your operating agreements, whatever, those have to be established first. Your banking resolutions. All this stuff has to be together first. Please understand this. It's not about your natural name, it's about your legal name. Even these tribes have trusts set up, all right? When it comes to the IRS, understand the IRS is the accounting firm for the Social Security Administration, the United States Treasury. A regular EIN does not separate your business from personal, especially when you create the EIN which is social. EINs do not create themselves, so who is the owner? So you have to remember that, because they're coming for the owner when it comes to this tax liability obligation. If you're not operating in the public, if you're not operating in commerce correctly. There's a misconception that an EIN alone is the freedom and savior document. The same with the UCC ones. Those all belong to the Roman Catholic Church. These are their forms. You're pledging private assets to the public, so you need to be careful with even filing a UCC1. Putting your social out on the public and your assets all out in the public, it don't make no sense. I gotta talk to him. The reason people donate towards consults is because we do our due diligence. We talk to the IRS. We talk to these people, you know? Go look it up. Everything's in the public. Go do your own study and research before you keep blowing me up, asking me questions. You drop a donation. Since you don't understand it, drop a donation. You understand? But the IRS does put the public entities and the trust information out there for free. Go study it. Go study it. You know, I got students every day telling me, hey, check out this IRS publication, That's what you need to study. Study the IRS laws. You don't know what you're doing. Everything's out there in the public already. But you don't want to study. You don't want to do the due diligence. You don't know how to connect the dots. You don't know how to put the puzzle together. That's why you tap in with private families. That's why you pay for your private consultation. That's why you tap in and book those consultations and pay for those private sit-downs. At the end of the day, what you're looking for is asset protection, asset separation, and wealth preservation. That's what you're looking for. That's everything you want to put together. Asset protection, asset separation, and wealth preservation. One more time. Asset protection, asset separation, and wealth preservation. This is what we do with our trustee trading. You sit there with me. You connect with me. Rock with me. Invest in your prosperity. You understand? Tap in with the winning team. You dig? Understand, individuals and sole proprietors are taxed the same, especially with the Social Security number. You're attaching the social. You're going to be, sure enough, there's going to be a tax because you're the beneficiary out here creating shit. You understand? But understand this. Before the EIN is established, your trust or your business is to be established first. The documents are the body. The documents are the birth certificate. Don't know if y'all caught that one. Your name's a business. Your incorporation papers. That's the birth certificate. Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? I'll make sure y'all still with me. Y'all can hear me? Okay, making sure y'all good. I need y'all to know the system is not broken. The system is indeed perfect. Understand the private sector and the public sector. The private sector run, I believe, 90%, 85 to 90% of the public sector. I mean, 85% to 90% of everything you see is created by the private sector. Only 15% is created by the public sector. And that's what you choose to play. It's thriving because you choose to play it. Taxes come from the government, so you must learn to be private. Taxes come from being in the public, so you must learn to be private. I'm going to say this again. Taxes come from the public, so you must learn to be private. If I got my own network of people, I'm not getting taxed. If I'm bartering and trading with my own network, I'm not getting taxed. If I'm not operating, I'm staying private, I'm not getting taxed. The private sector is where private trustees remain. The private sector is where private trustees remain. This is why you must be well-versed in a private education. You have to quit looking for free handouts. That's what beneficiaries do, at the public trust. You're looking like you got a Social Security number because you always got your goddamn hands out begging. And you invest in a private education. When you're part of something private, you pay dues. It's not taxes. You pay dues. And we give honors when honors is due. We pay dues. That's entrepreneurship. The public itemize and try to cheat the system. In the private, there is no need to cheat because we create the system. The private created their contracts. We don't have to itemize. The private documents control and create the entities. It is the private entities' definitions, terms, and conditions. It's your own laws. It's your own constitution, your own bylaws, your own operating agreements. I don't think y'all hear me though, business people. Let me know that you understand what I just put down, that demonstration. Like I said, most people don't even read the instructions. They just create EINs, they do whatever. They're creating taxpayer numbers is what you're doing. That's what most of y'all are doing, creating taxpayer numbers. Y'all not doing nothing in the private. You're creating taxpayer numbers. Numbers that are obligated to pay taxes. Everybody's 100s, 1000s. That's straightforward. The IRS tells you in their instruction manuals how to create a distinct separate entity from your Social Security number. The IRS tells you how to create a distinct separate entity from your Social Security number. The IRS is an accounting agency and they enforce IRS codes. And if you don't know, it's not their fault. They enforce their codes. Private trust. You're operating under their private trust. They're contracted. You think you call the shots, but you're the beneficiary. You don't call nothing. Because you're in the public acting as an administrator, a beneficiary and minister. The EIN is a commercial number. Understand that. When you mix it, nationality doesn't mix with the IRS. The IRS, the Social Security number, that's all in a penal system. That has nothing to do with nationality. Everybody asking who the owner is. All of that, we don't act in the owner. Ownership means liability. Liability means obligation. The family is the grantor. If anybody asks, I work for the family. But a lot of people don't understand. Because y'all coming in this as an employee mindset instead of an entrepreneur mindset. Entrepreneurship. This is how you come in at it. Entrepreneurs. Understand, you have to have trust established. You have to have trust established, agreements established. If you're operating in the public, you have to have agreements. Your tribe, your family, your church. The Amish have agreements. The Amish have trust established. These tribes have trust established. When you use a Social Security number, you're using it in a beneficiary aspect. It's making you surety for the debt in the penal system as a sole proprietor. It's making you the debt. It's making you the surety. Hope that makes sense. It's making you surety. Your body is now attached to this. Using the Social Security number within these public contracts makes you surety for the debt in this penal system. On the private side, as a creditor, if you don't pay your debt, there may be serious problems and serious consequences. But in the public, you can default. You can file bankruptcy. Only corporations and entities can do this, not the national and not the natural person. I need everybody to understand this because this is where a lot of people are getting things confused. The national can't file bankruptcy. The natural person can't file bankruptcy. Only corporations and entities. You got to understand the difference between a natural name and a legal name. You can't just scroll through business. You have to truly study. You have to invest in this. Quit having the public education mindset. Go get educated. Go tap into the private. You understand? It's about to cut me off on the Instagram. So I just want to drop this information to you guys. Understanding, quit using the Social Security benefits. Quit using the Social Security benefits. You're acting as a beneficiary. You have no legal title. You have no legal powers as trustee until you learn how to opt out and create things in the private. You got to learn how to be your own governments. You got to learn how to be your own churches. You got to learn how to be your own countries. You have to truly learn how to be sovereign. That's what's going on. Please understand this. That's what I want everybody to understand. Make sure you text Private Life, the 480-573-4879. Again, text Private Life to 480-573-4879. Someone will get to you as soon as humanly possible. But you can click the link in the bio on the Instagram at Don_Kilam, DON_KILAM, and go to school, SKOOL.com/Don Kilam. SKOOL.com/DONKILAM. I can't get much simpler than that. If you're still lost, go brush up and study before you come back and holler at me. This is for them fly motherfuckers only, man. We leveling up. It's our time right now, man. Much peace and love.
Are you ready to unlock the secrets of commerce and build an empire that lasts for generations? Look no further. Introducing $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam, your official guide to the private and public side of commerce. In this groundbreaking book, Don Kilam reveals the strategies and insider knowledge you need to create and protect your wealth. Learn how to navigate the intricate world of commerce, master the art of building an empire, and secure a lasting legacy for your family. Get your hands on $1 Million Worth of Game today and embark on a transformative journey toward financial abundance. Don't miss out on the opportunity to build your empire and secure a prosperous future for generations to come. Get ready to conquer the world of commerce. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam, your ultimate guide to building an empire and leaving a legacy. $1 Million Worth of Game by Don Kilam. Available now. Get your copy and start your journey to generational wealth.